Hey, young fella, you's a smart motherfucker, man.
So you've now reversed course. Before the season, Kuminga turned down an offer in the $30 million per year range, seeking an offer in the $35 million per year range.
You were Nico right now. You look real bad. Oh, I know you was kicking yourself in the ass. Oh, I know you couldn't sleep, motherfucker, this whole year. These last 2 weeks, you should be celebrating. You was the best player for the Warriors in the playoffs. There's nothing they can do. You, sir, stepped up to a playoff atmosphere, playing against that team, coming off the bench, averaging 24.
A lot of
off
points.
the bench. Right now, you can make the claim you probably was the second best player in the series. For sure, third. Ching ching. Remember, playoff series is sometimes what people get paid off of.
JonathanKuminga, the 22-year-old athletic monster once hyped as the future face of the Warriors dynasty, finally ended the long, messy summer standoff, but not how fans expected. Yes, he signed the deal. But here's the catch. This isn't a real commitment at all. It's a straight prove it or pack your bags contract, and everyone inside the league knows it.
Unnecessary drama, bro.
This was just dumb. He should have signed the contract when Jalen Johnson signed it instead of saying he was Kawhi Leonard and he deserved more. Boy, you wasn't Kawhi Leonard. You ain't gonna never be Kawhi Leonard, no disrespect.
We're talking about a $48.5 million agreement that screams temporary. Hidden leverage, quiet trade flexibility, locker room tension, and a franchise standing at a crossroads. And let's be real, Jimmy Butler showing up flipped the entire power structure overnight. This deal includes a team option in year 2, clearly built to benefit the Warriors or any team that trades for him. If Kuminga gets moved, the contract can be torn up and renegotiated after the 2025-26 season without hesitation. Translation: this is not loyalty. This is a bridge to a trade.
You can't take an L.
Yeah, the team option is a little weird.
Because if you could have locked in 140 for 4 or whatever it was, 120,
Yeah,
100.
Mook saying like a zero where he doing like.
It feels like that.
Last season, Kuminga averaged 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists in just 24.3 minutes across 47 games, including 10 starts. The raw talent is obvious, but the fit, that's where the wheels come off fast. Between July and September, Golden State bumped their offer up by $8 million, guaranteeing Kuminga roughly $15 million more than the one-year $8 million qualifying offer he would have taken this season. Sounds generous until you see the fine print. Here's what the Warriors put on the table. A 2-year $45 million deal with a team option, a 3-year $75 million deal with a team option, and a 3-year $54 million fully guaranteed offer.
The saga is over finally, man. JonathanKuminga and the Warriors finally come to an agreement. Let's see this contract here, man.
He should let me be his agent.
Kuminga and his agent pushed hard for player options or a higher yearly payout with a team option. The Warriors shut it down every single time. No debate, no budging. This wasn't a partnership, it was a warning shot. The Warriors flat out refused to hand Kuminga the keys. They wanted control, leverage, and most importantly, an escape hatch. And now we see exactly why. Kuminga can't be traded until January 15th, 2026, so circle that date right now, because that's when this situation could blow wide open.
Give you a new deal, for sure. That
new deal
be a
galore.
4-year 40. Especially
absolutely.
with this team, this old-ass team they got, he ain't about to play like that.
He put a lot of pressure on himself. He gotta perform this year.
Now let's get into the real reason this whole thing turned messy. Jimmy Butler. In February 2025, Golden State pulled the trigger on a massive multi-team deal, sending Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Dennis Schroeder, Lindy Waters III, and a 2025 first-round pick to Miami. That move shook everything up fast, and the message was loud. Butler didn't come to visit, he came to stay. He signed a 2-year, $121 million extension, locking him in through the 2026-27 season. And suddenly the Warriors were all in.
Yo, Dub Nation, Jimmy Butler here, just touched down, do this physical. Super excited, ready to win, ready to work, ready to put on a show for y'all. Let's get it. Championship coming soon.
The impact was instant. With Butler in the lineup, Golden State went 23-7 in the final 30 regular season games. Overnight, they jumped from playoff limbo to legit contenders. But here's where it gets tricky. After Stephen Curry went down with a hamstring injury, Kuminga finally got real playoff freedom. He dropped 30, 23, and 26 points in the final 3 games against Minnesota. That was loud. Still, the Warriors lost the series 4-1 in the second round, and doubts came rushing back.
It'll be tough for the Warriors, obviously, to get back into this game. Well, this could be Kuminga's night.
Across 8 playoff games, Kuminga averaged 15.3 points, shot 48.4% from the field, and a sharp 40% from deep. The flashes were real, but the future still unstable. He dropped 30 points in Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals against Minnesota. So yes, Kuminga can hoop. The talent showed up loud when the lights were brightest. But here comes the brutal truth. After the playoff loss, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr summed up Kuminga's role with one cold line: square peg, round hole. That's rough. Your own coach basically told the world you don't fit the system. No sugarcoating, no protection, just straight dismissal.
When you have Steph Curry on the team, you pass the ball, because you pass it 2 or 3 times, the defense is scrambling, all hell breaks loose. So it's a choice. We can either do that and win games, or we can shoot, a whole bunch of 15-foot contested shots in the middle of the shot clock and be a lousy NBA team. It's up to us, and we are hammering that point home with our team.
Now let's talk about the real issue. The relationship between Steve Kerr and JonathanKuminga has been shaky for years. In the first round series against Houston, Kuminga barely saw the floor. Just 50 total minutes across 7 games, and he sat out 4 games entirely due to coach's decision. That's not rotation talk, that's exile. Against Houston, he averaged 6 points on 30.4% shooting. And yeah, that's ugly. But here's the real sting. Your coach benched you when the season was on the line. No trust, no leash, straight to the sideline.
For moving Kuminga to the bench against the Pelicans. They won the game.
100%. I understand 1,000%, and I said it when we talked about this before. If he don't sign that contract, his ass is going to that bench, and he's going to be worth a 6-man value.
Fast forward to the regular season finale against the Clippers. A must-win game to avoid the play-in. Went to overtime, all 48 minutes, and Kerr still refused to play Kuminga. When asked why, Kerr said, "We've just found a group since Jimmy got here that we're pretty comfortable with. That's translation, you're not part of the playoff plan." After elimination, Kuminga spoke during exit interviews and admitted there were ups and downs. He kept it classy, said he had fun, said he enjoyed being there, but let's be real, when a coach says you don't fit, the clock is ticking. Kerr broke it down plainly. He said Kuminga is ball dominant, ranking in the 92nd percentile in usage across the NBA this season. And that's massive on a team with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. Let's be honest, Steph's handling it, Jimmy's handling it, so the fit gets messy fast. Kerr admitted it straight up. The situation is tricky, no debate.
Jonathan's not going to play if the guy he usually subs in for isn't going to come out of the game very much, or was there other reasons why Kuminga did not play tonight?
We've just found a group, with since Jimmy got here. That we're pretty comfortable.
Then Kerr dropped another bomb. He said he wants Kuminga to mold into a Sean Marion or Aaron Gordon type, a complimentary guy who thrives off the ball, runs the floor, and locks in defensively. Sounds nice, but that's not the role Kuminga sees for himself at all. Now let's get into what's really brewing behind closed doors. Inside the Warriors locker room, the tension is real. NBA insiders reported that Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green personally checked in on Kuminga recently about his mindset and future. Butler even went a step further. He contacted the Warriors front office asking, what's the plan here?
I mean, we got a good team. We got powerful leadership in the locker room. I've known JK for 4 years now. He's not that guy to come in and tear a team down. We got a ton of depth on this team. We got a lot of people who can play. We got a lot of guys ready to step in.
Think about that. Your own teammate is calling management to ask what's happening with you. That's not comfort, that's concern. The contract talks dragged on for 92 days, freezing everything. The delay stalled deals for Al Horford and Anthony Melton, and the team missed the first training camp practice with the roster still unresolved. The entire locker room sat in limbo because of this standoff. Publicly, Kerr tried to cool things down. At training camp, he twice said his relationship with Kuminga was solid and insisted Kuminga wasn't the type to disrupt a team. But actions talk louder than quotes, and Kerr's actions last season told the whole story. Now let's get to the real question. Who actually wants JonathanKuminga? The Phoenix Suns and Sacramento Kings emerged as the strongest suitors. The biggest offer reportedly came from Phoenix, a 4-year deal near $90 million, including a player option. That's real interest and real leverage. The Warriors show zero interest in either trade package. They flat out rejected frameworks built around Royce O'Neal and second-round picks from the Suns and Malik Monk, plus a protected first-round pick from the Kings. Phoenix was ready to hand Kuminga a 4-year, $90 million deal, but Golden State said no, not because of Kuminga, but because they didn't like the return. That tells you everything. The Warriors value Kuminga, just not enough to lock him in long-term. He's sitting on a January 15th trade restriction, and the contract includes a 15% trade kicker, meaning if he's moved, he gets paid even more. Both sides clearly wanted distance, but Kuminga, being a restricted free agent, turned this into a drawn-out chess match. Around the league, this situation has been labeled hilarious for a reason. Golden State's front office is known for years they weren't sold on Kuminga's long-term fit, yet they kept hesitating and never pulled the trigger. Now they're stuck in the middle. So where could Kuminga land next? Let's break it down. Sacramento Kings make a ton of sense. They still need a powerful athletic wing, and Kuminga next to De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis could be scary. But there's a snag. The Warriors don't want Malik Monk's contract. Phoenix Suns aren't done either. After the signing, League Buzz says names like Dylan Brooks or Jalen Green could pop up in trade talks. That door is still cracked open. Then there's the Brooklyn Nets. They're rebuilding and could use a young, explosive talent like Kuminga to anchor the future and sell hope to the market. The real question is simple. What will the Warriors actually accept? And don't forget the man at the center of all this, Stephen Curry. After Jimmy Butler arrived, Curry looked fully unlocked. In the 8 games post-trade, he averaged 31 points, best in the league, while shooting 44% from 3. But here's the clock ticking. Curry is 37, and Butler and Draymond Green are deep into their 30s too. The window is loud, and it's closing fast. The Warriors are being driven by 3 veterans with a lot of miles on the clock, and the Western Conference is ruthless right now. No easy nights, no soft matchups, just pressure every game. After the playoff exit, GM Mike Dunleavy didn't dance around it either. He said adding Jimmy Butler was a massive jump forward and admitted last year he worried about not having a real number 2 option. Then came the pivot. This season, they went out and fixed that problem. Dunleavy made it clear, having Jimmy on the roster changes how confident they feel heading into next year. Message received loud and clear. Butler is the co-star, and that puts Kuminga in a dangerous spot. Let's not sugarcoat it. Kuminga is now expendable, and league insiders put it at around a 70% chance he gets traded between January 15th and the February deadline. That's not random. The Warriors structured this deal to protect his trade value, not to build around him long term. If Golden State truly wanted Kuminga as part of the future, they would have handed him the extension he asked for. Simple as that. Instead, they kept flexibility. And remember, Kuminga averaged 24.3 points over the final 4 playoff games, putting his upside on full display. The talent is real, no debate. The problem is the fit in Golden State, and that hasn't changed. So let's break down the most realistic paths forward. Scenario 1. 60% chance Kuminga gets moved between January 15th and the deadline. The Warriors bring back rotation pieces and picks that help them win now with Curry, Butler, and Draymond. No patience, just urgency. Scenario 2, 25% chance Golden State keeps Kuminga for the season. He gets a bigger role, puts up numbers, and they revisit everything in summer 2026, possibly using him in a larger blockbuster deal. Scenario 3, 15% chance everything finally clicks. Kuminga buys into the role, the Warriors go on a deep playoff run, and the front office tears up the contract to lock him in long term. It's possible, but it's the longest shot. Owner Joe Lacob has already admitted that landing Butler unlocked all of this, and the recent success backs that move up. The dynasty is entering its final chapter. Golden State likely has 2 more years to win with this core, and as gifted as JonathanKuminga is, he may not be part of how this story ends. So what's your call? Does Kuminga get moved in January? Should the Warriors keep him or cash in now? Is this the end of the dynasty, or can Curry, Butler, and Draymond squeeze out one more ring? Drop your takes in the comments and make sure you're locked in with notifications on.